This month, 181 countries, plus the European Union, will be sending delegations to attend the FCTC Conference of Parties to discuss tobacco control. In documents released by the Secretariat, we know that there will be pressure on these delegations to accept new definitions and interpretations of Articles 1D, 5.2b, and 5.3 that will directly impact consumers of safer nicotine products. The draft agenda revealed that Article 5.2b of the FCTC as the basis for its approach to redefine harm reduction as a tobacco industry construct, despite the fact that this article contains no reference to harm reduction at all. By contrast, Article 1D explicitly lists harm reduction as one of the 3 pillars of tobacco control, alongside reducing supply and demand. Its omission cannot be dismissed as an oversight. It appears to be a calculated move to narrow the scope of discussion and sidestep acknowledging harm reduction as a core element of tobacco control.
Our approach has also involved a considered implementation of evidence-based harm reduction measures to achieve 5% daily smoking rates for all populations. We will continue to be ambitious and deliberate.
Concerns are also growing amongst the delegations, with calls to countries that support THR to speak up that the WHO FCTC process is no longer guided purely by science or multilateral consensus, but instead that a small group of powerful international NGOs, heavily funded by private philanthropic interests, appear to exert disproportionate influence over the treaty's direction and decision-making processes.
Instead of focusing on smoking, which is the actual problem, they're directing much more of their firepower onto the safer alternatives. So it's not as though they're just neglecting tobacco harm reduction, they're actively hostile to it and moving their focus onto it and their focus off smoking, in my opinion.
Their policy positions often influence regulatory environments, bypassing traditional democratic channels of public consultation.
The United Nations mandates that they be transparent. We are representing consumers.
The closed nature of COP meetings has been widely criticized in the past.
I got asked to leave. I did not, and ultimately a group of security guards physically removed me, pulled me out of the building. And this is a large ballroom. There are 1,500 delegates. It was quite a scene, as you can imagine, but I thought it was completely inappropriate that the media was kicked out, because this is ultimately a taxpayer-funded event of people making legislation that could impact the lives of 6 billion people, 90% of the people on Earth, and there's no accountability, there's no transparency.
Journalists, independent researchers, public health experts who support harm reduction, and perhaps most importantly, consumers themselves are routinely denied access.
So everybody's handpicked to be supportive, and one of the requirements of being an observer at the FCTC is that you have to support the treaty. In other words, it's only for believers. And fine, I support the treaty, but I don't support WHO's implementation or interpretation of it. And I would like to be able to go to the COP meetings and say that, make my case, talk to delegates. There's plenty of reasonable people in the room, but they don't always hear the other side of the story, because the other side of the story is being positioned as if it's a tobacco industry story, and it's not.
I'm 63 years old. I started smoking when I was 15.
I smoked for 9 years.
I started smoking when I was 15.
I started smoking when I was 14.
I started vaping 3 years ago.
I switched using mentholated flavor.
I switched using dessert flavors.
Fact, vaping saved my life.
Vaping saved my life.
I am proud to be smoke-free.
Those who have lived experience of quitting smoking through vaping, nicotine pouches, or heated tobacco products are excluded from discussions that directly affect their lives.
Really is billions of lives that are at stake. These people behind us here are going to be gambling. No, on our life and smokers' life, and we will probably not be able to do anything because nobody will hear them speak. The media will not be allowed to be in. We will not be allowed to be in. The consumers, the stakeholders, we represent millions. We will not be allowed to have any say at all.
One of the solutions to address this has been the development of the Good Cop by the Taxpayer Protection Alliance, who will once again run a concurrent conference for the excluded in Geneva during COP week. On Wednesday, the 19th of November, there is a full-day event that is aimed at providing a comprehensive understanding of tobacco harm reduction from the consumer, science, medical, public health, and regulatory perspectives in the Asia-Pacific region. Presentations by experts such as Professor Dr. Tiki Pang, Dr. Rohan Sekiera, Dr. Sharifa Pute will explore policy, medicine, and public health. Discussions with consumers such as Clarice Virgineau from the Philippines and Asa Selagupta from Thailand will provide insights. All sessions are open to the public and there will be ample time for questions and engagement with the participants.